What's up, everyone? This is Draven Edwards Productions, and today I'm going to be doing another review, which is a DVD review. It was just almost been a while since I have made a DVD review, and now I'm back making reviews again of DVDs. So the review is going to be on the Thomas and Friends Journey Beyond Sodor, the movie. So I got this DVD about 2 years ago or 3 years ago or something. So yeah, and I do remember by getting the Journey Beyond Sodor DVD in Christmas. That's where I remember back in 2017 or something like that. So yeah. Anyway, so you could see it says all new movie, but you can't even see there because one of my brothers just ripped that part. So yeah. And then there's Thomas and Friends Journey Beyond Sodor. And then you could see the Steelworks, and then you could see Thomas, and then James, and then Frankie. And I know this is an old James, but they never even changed a James for some reasons. So yeah. But however, this front cover is good. So here's the front. And then the side, and there's Mattel Creations. And then there's Thomas. And it's the same exact thing. This is the same face of Thomas like it was with the Big World Big Adventures DVD, which I do have. So yeah. And then Universal. And then the back itself. So yeah. And then it says, "True friendship saves the day." And then you could see one of these words, like, defending to prove his important on Sodor, Thomas takes James's trucks and sets off on a big adventure to the mainland. On the way, he makes friends with the cheerful and helpful experimental engines, but a wrong turn finds himself lost in the steelworks. There, Thomas enters two mysterious engines. Certainly make him feel welcome, but aren't what they first seem, or whatever that is. And then after Thomas fails to return, James sets off to the mainland, but runs into trouble himself, and so it's up to Thomas and the experimental engines to save the day. Join Thomas and the no the darn and the daring epics, heroic rescues, and discovery that true friendship comes all shapes and sizes. So I think that's what it says. So yeah. And you could see the characters are Lexi, Merlin, and Theo. And then you could see the pictures of the movie of Journey Beyond Sodor. And also, you might notice because in 2017, the Thomas and Friends characters will be able to bounce in their body skills. So yeah. So I am fine with the bouncing. And I know they don't even really bounce like they used to do, but now I like the bouncing on the Thomas characters because I think it was just almost like the same exact thing like the Cars characters, Disney Pixar Cars and all of that. So yeah, I th- I think the Thomas and Friends characters are very good by bouncing, but sometimes it could get a little bit of annoying. But we are fine with the bouncing of the Thomas and Friends characters. So yeah. So bonus features, single on songs. Who's Thomas? Who's Thomas? Who's Thomas? I never heard of Thomas. Okay. Now I really have to. Anyway, so the hottest place in town. We can't do anything. The most important thing is being friends. The landmarks of Sodor, travel in the mainland, and top 5 funny moments, which is good. And also, I know I had to show you this again because you could see James was on the line with some sheep blocking his way. And you could almost see Annie and Clarabelle back there. And then you could see Beresford picking up Thomas. Yeah, the crane himself. So yeah. Just let me open that up. There we go. Okay, so that is the same exact thing. We don't want to go over with it again. And sometimes you just gotta get used to the bouncing on Thomas and Friends. Almost like the same to the Disney Cars, or even Chuggington. You know, that British or whatever that show is. So yeah, I think Chuggington, Cars, and Thomas and Friends, all of them in movies or shows, they are very good by their bouncing their bodies like these characters here. So anyway, here's the disc itself, and it was just dark blue, which is good. Even though blue was just my favorite color. And then you could see, oh, sorry. Anyway, as I was saying, you could see a booklet of Journey Beyond Sodor, so let's open that up. I think I'll start right here first. So, on the top of here, you could see the Thomas and Friends Superstation. One set of all the Thomas engines works on Minis, Trackmaster, Adventures, and Wooden Railway. And you already know Wooden Railway, it had been discontinued in 2017 and been replaced by Thomas and Friends Wood. And I know some of you don't even like Thomas and Friends Wood, but I think they're just very good. In 2018, we had Thomas Wood, but their unfinished details. And now, last year, in 2019, we get new Thomas and Friends Wood in there with their details. Just let me show you the Thomas. Okay, so I got the Thomas, which is the Thomas and the Chinese Dragon New Year Thomas. And this is one of my first 2019 wood items that I have. But the rest of the wood items that I have are just 2018 versions. But I always painted them up to make them look good. So, yeah. The 2019 versions are so much better, and I know the complaints about the parents of 2018 wood. And now, it looks something like this. So yeah, I like the 2019 wood items, and I hope in this year we get new items of 2020. So yeah, and also for adventures. In 2018, it was discontinued in December 2018, and then been replaced by Trackmaster Push Along, and I am not sure Trackmaster Push Along is discontinued. So I'm not sure if you can leave a comment on the video. So, yeah. Just because of copper law, for instance. So, yeah. So you could see some engines and things and stuff. And then under here, you could see the Scrapyard Escape set. you could see the Scrapyard Escape set. I have the Scrapyard Escape set, and I used it. That part right here would be the scrapyard, and that will be the steelworks. So yeah, and also collect 3 engines, Trimester engines like Steelworks Thomas, Merlin the Invisible, and Steelworks Hurricane. I already had three, but something a little bit of problem there. When you look at Merlin, he is missing his side rods. I think the animators were very silly and very stupid. So yeah, and even Hurricane's buffer beam was black instead of red. And almost like the difference to these slug cars. So yeah. These animators are just extra. They're just very silly. They're just very extra. Some reasons. And then based on the books, based on the movie of Journey Beyond Sodor, one of the golden books. Excuse me, guys, excuse me. So yeah, these are the golden books. And then the day out with Thomas, the friendship tour in 2017, but that was in the 2010s. And then visit Thomas, the tank engine, at the Little Big Club, the Hard Rock Hotel. I am almost like a little bit of a fan of the Little Big Club, but I haven't even get to go there, so just to let you know. And then you have to follow Thomas and Friends on Facebook and other things. And then there's the Thomas and Friends mini app. I think it's very good too, Minis, because Minis is a very good brand when they made them back in 2015, which is good. I like the Minis range, and I hope Minis goes on forever. So you can find them in stores like a Thomas bicycle, a up and down coaster, and then a speedy steamer. And then some other adventures of DVDs like The Great Race, which I do have, as well as Extraordinary Engines, and then Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure and Start Your Engines, but I don't even have Start Your Engines. And then my first Thomas and Friends Railway Pals. So this is how they really looks like when little kids play them. Yeah, I am not going to get some Railway Pal engines. I only collect Trackmaster and other merchandises. So yeah. And then the Thomas and Friends mini Steelworks stunt set. I think it's very good. I haven't even had that set, but sometime I wanted to get a stunt set so that way I could have more. I'll be having 2 mini sets. And then over here, you could see collect them all to build your journey. And you know what I'm talking about, Thomas and Friends Mega Blocks. I think they're just very good. So yeah, there was the booklet for you. And I hope this video isn't as long as I think it will. So, yeah. I just hope this video isn't as long as I think it will. Yeah, I just hope that isn't just as long as I think it will. So yeah, that was the review of the Thomas and Friends Journey Beyond Sodor, the movie. And if you really like the bouncing of Thomas and Friends, I'll be happy if you will. But sometimes if you don't like the bouncing of Thomas and Friends, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. But if you do like the bouncing of Chuggington and cars, I will be happy for that. So yeah, that was the review of Journey Beyond Sodor. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe, but I'm not sure if you could comment on this video because of COPPA. Because I can always go onto the Discord server. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. In the next video, it will be the Happy Birthday Sir remake.